When I met people from Jazan, they remember their grandfathers telling them about their coffee. There are historical records where King Abdulaziz's favorite coffee is from that town, and lots of books are in the works. Like some authors call me and ask me certain things, and they keep telling me their book is coming out. So I think soon there will be lots of books coming out, especially with the success of the Jazan coffee. And now the government is even helping with the Vision 2030, and they've set specific KPIs to be reached. One among them is growing new 5 million trees in the region.
This episode is proudly brought to you by Mapper Forward's workshop, It's Time to Become a Coffee Consultant. Learn how to diversify your revenue streams and create freedom from your day job while saying goodbye to that alarm clock forever by becoming a consultant within the coffee industry or directly to consumers who have shifted towards home brewing and home roasting. Protect your income from challenging times in the coffee value chain by taking this course today. Go to mapperforward.coffee/workshops or click the link in the show notes for details. Welcome to the Mapper Forward Middle East podcast, friends. I'm your host, Lee Safar, and we are talking with Wayel, the co-founder of Sulalat, and we're discussing the Saudi coffee market, the specialty coffee market, from genesis to future. And when it comes to the future, this is the episode where we're really talking about the future, because we're talking about the future of Saudi as a coffee origin. Where a lot of people will not know that Saudi grows coffee. Can you help lay the landscape of what it is? Talk about how many different parts of Saudi, where is it that are growing coffee, and what kind of coffee it is. Like, what's the quality and where we are in the process of its growth?
Well, you always get the debate whether coffee started in Ethiopia or in Yemen. And for me, it's probably both. It's like the regions are so close to each other that maybe they won't.
Right, or a bird, yeah.
But for me, it's an interest for historians. But for our purpose, really, I would say the Yemeni coffee, especially the varietal that's called Holani. And interesting, by the way, Sulalat means varietal. And
does it? I always wondered.
Yeah. So if you see the series of mountains or land, it's basically connecting between Yemen and Saudi Arabia. So it's even the same series of mountains, and it's the same coffee. It's like the same size, genetically the same. And you can get further north, you find other varietal. We get into Al-Bah. So some people would think, like, how north can you go? I would say, like, we haven't reached that north as Hawaii coffee.
Right.
Like that. I know in California there are some successful experiments. Australia, like, how far have you have to be from the equator to grow coffee? I would say just try it and see what comes up. So, but from my experience and from the people who remember, like when I met people from Jazan, they remember their grandfathers telling them about their coffee. There are historical records where King Abdulaziz's favorite coffee is from that town, and lots of books are in the works. Like some authors call me and ask me certain things, and they keep telling me their book is coming out. So I think soon there will be lots of books coming out, especially with the success of the Jazan coffee. And now the government is even helping with the Vision 2030. And they've set specific KPIs to be reached. One among them is growing new 5 million trees in the region.
Wow.
Bringing experts and launching the Saudi Coffee Company, among other groups who are basically building facilities there. Some of these facilities are basically geared to process the coffee and speed up and make it in a higher standards, because lots of the coffees get damaged if it's not processed in a certain timetable or stored in because the whole chain, once you pick the coffee, you have to care about it, to grow it and water it and be careful how you pick it. But it doesn't stop there. You'll have to worry about how to process it. Like lots of things can go wrong in processing, and then drying, and then storing, and maybe even transporting. So lots of help being given in that area, and it's been a few years work, and now I'm starting to see a lot of good results. Like I remember during the hobby days, I've tasted coffees that I think are worthy of coffee auctions.
Wow. It's
But
that progressed.
that was long time ago, because it's basically wild. Sometimes it's wild coffee,
Right.
where I actually had the privilege of knowing a Colombian farmer in 2013 who visited the Jazan festival. And he basically relied on his eyesight to pick the cherries that were on sale. And because he's a farmer, he knows the right color to pick. And he brought it to Riyadh, and we both processed it and crushed it and got the...
No way.
Absolutely. It's like I've done it in my basement.
That's cool.
So I tasted something special. So
Mm.
I know if a certain care is taken, we have really amazing. But once there was a gold rush where you're rushing the farmer, show me what you have, and some would pick it too early, some would process it wrong, someone will try new processing methods without even knowing the basic methods first, just to test the coffee. So that resulted in some discrepancy in the early days, let's say 2017, 18, where we were shown samples as the best Saudi offer. And when I tasted it, I didn't think it was special. I didn't think it was specialty at all. But I didn't give up on it, because I've tasted it before the business, and it was fucking great. And I would say now, 2024, 2025, we really started to get things that compete with the best of coffee. Like I love Yemeni coffee, and Yemen had a lot of time to focus on the industry, and lots of growers have even spread them to Europe, States, and brought back their knowledge of farming and experts. And I would say if we do the same and work Saudi coffee, it will be at the same level. And sometimes by wild, you'll just find it there with no one even working on it at the same level. But you can't rely on that. You have to be consistent and train people on that too. So I would say, unfortunately, if I say that now, it's the coffee's gone. But this season we had a coffee called Al Jud from Jazan. That was one of the best coffees we've ever done. People just...
Wow.
it's like it went off the shelf, even though we had a lot of quantity of it. But we're hoping the farmer can give us the new crop. It will be as good or even better.
Is there an understanding from the Saudi farmers that this is something that could compete on the world stage? Is that something that's aspirational for them?
I would say yes. There's lots of farmers who basically took it seriously, who've traveled and went to
Really?
educate themselves. Yeah, absolutely. Some of them even seek the help of their children to go and the old farmer ways were basically we're happy with the traditional. And the traditional method in Saudi Arabia, I would say, suffered from the habits of adding spices to the coffee. So
During processing?
no, during preparation.
During brewing?
So probably that helped lower the quality of coffee
Right.
because once you know you can compensate with cardamom, all that, and even the Harar region, where they are the main suppliers for Saudi Arabia of the traditional local coffee, from what I hear, the quality just kept getting lower and lower because people insisted on adding spices. So now I went to Harar, but I wanted to make an espresso with it or black coffee.
You can't.
It's hard to find a good quality. I know there are farmers who absolutely make great coffee in Harar, but they usually go to specific customers who work with them, like someone in Japan who has his own farm or a relationship with a farmer. And we're hoping to basically raise the demand to make the Harar farmers think it's worth it again to.
Yeah, because a lot of the farmers have stopped farming coffee in Harar.
Absolutely.
Eucalyptus and qat are more profitable for them, and they're quicker crops. So coffee is not something that they want to be farming. So we're told by Heliana Georgalis, who came on the podcast and talked about it on the Global podcast.
That's the same problem that we had in Saudi Arabia.
Really?
Also in Yemen, it's on and off.
Yes, I heard about it in Yemen.
And there was a time where some of the farmers now are picking up coffee after they forgot how it's done. They remember their grandfathers or they heard it was a coffee region. So now they're going back into it. And once they know there is profit in it, because the more you demand quality, you have to be willing to pay for it. And with the prices now, maybe lots of roasters don't like the current pricing. But once you know the pricing is going to the farmers, I think everyone's happy with that. And you basically, had it been for the farmer, we wouldn't be in this industry.
And I guess you've got an advantage being an origin country, that if you can buy your coffee from within your own country, it's good business. Not only is it good for national pride and great for the local economy, but it just makes it's better for you from a carbon footprint and from sustainability practices to be able to purchase the majority of to purchase a chunk of coffee from within your own country, especially given what's going on the global stage of the challenges of growing coffee, right? There's huge challenges there.
Yeah, with the minor exception that in Saudi Arabia, we don't have that quantity yet.
Right. Is there a vision too?
Yes, the vision is to basically increase the production. Increase of the production covers both segments, commercial, specialty. But I would say if you give us the entire annual production, it would be enough for 1 week roasting in Sulalat.
MashaAllah.
It's not because we roast a lot, it's because the production is
small.
Maybe 500 tons annually. But it's getting there. I know the farmers are basically, and even they have certain projects where anyone who has a farm who doesn't have the time to take care of it, they can rent it to another farmer and use the land and There's a
Right.
lot more creative ideas among the farmers who basically support each other. And if you don't have the time, give it to someone else and share the profits with them. Lots of ideas like that going on.
Mm. If you had to correlate Saudi coffee, for those who have never tasted coffee from Saudi Arabia before, if you had to equate coffee that's grown in Saudi Arabia to another origin, what would you say it was most similar to?
Yemeni coffee.
Okay.
Especially
Wow.
like in Kholan, it's just like across the border. It's like,
Yeah, it's right there. You could be sharing some of the same roots.
yeah, well, absolutely.
And do you think that the Saudi coffee, as it starts, it continues? Like when we look at what China's doing with regards to coffee, they're heavily progressing themselves as a coffee origin, and it takes years to get there and determine the markets that you want to export to. Do you think that Saudi coffee, if it's going through that process as well, do you think it's going to reach some of the similar prices that Yemen is asking for? Or do you think that it's going to be somewhere closer to the commercial market from a pricing perspective?
I would actually think it's will be more expensive than Yemeni coffee.
For real?
The prices, because in Sulalat we buy a lot of Yemeni coffee. We buy regular direct channel coffee, and we participate in all the Yemeni coffee auctions. So we participate in many of the Yemeni auctions.
Okay.
Almost every year we offer a selection of auction coffees from Yemen.
Mhm.
Or just from our contacts, we offer like things that went on the auction, and the prices we hear from Saudi farmers, it's much more expensive simply because of the challenges they face with putting water,
cost of production,
and some of the techniques that are allowed in Yemen may not be allowed in Saudi Arabia, or like they need longer permits. Like some of the technologies used in Colombia, like solid drilling and things like all this powder that Colombians use to preserve the water in the soil. It's discouraged. Either they have a reason or no one probably investigated their use. So basically the water is the biggest challenge, and which makes the Saudi coffee beans are so small and tiny that not every roaster can nail them. But if you do it correctly, you'll be surprised with some of the sweetest coffee ever tasted.
Yeah, I've had delicious Saudi coffee. It's encouraging, right? Like it's one of those coffees that it doesn't matter what you expect from it to be, it's not going to be that.
Yes.
You've got to taste it. It really is its own origin, which is very exciting to be able to have another origin coming onto the map.
All
right, folks, we have one episode to go, unfortunately. It is going to be, how does one do good business? You want to hear what this man has to say about how does one do good business. So join us for the final episode of this series. Peace, love, and peanut butter. Have an amazing rest of your day. This episode is part of a 5-part series produced by Mapper Forward. Check the full playlist and guest details in the show notes, as well as how you can support our work in the coffee industry. Become a premium YouTube subscriber, explore our Patreon and any brands we've partnered with to bring you this podcast. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It really does help us grow our audience.